Welcome, everybody, to the Onward VR Master League Season 11, Week 12 Venue Showcase. My name's Nightfire with 2 E's. I'm joined by my co-caster, Etch, and we have a interesting, high-octane matchup for you today. It is a Button Cup matchup, and for those that don't know, that means it is an NA versus EU showdown. It happens once or twice a season, and it's always pretty hype in the community to see if the NA or EU wins. Etch, what are your thoughts initially before we go into this, the nitty-gritty of it about BossFight and Raptors today? Wow. Yeah, and for those that maybe again don't really know the lay of the land, so to speak, and how this all works, this is the VR Master League. It is a ladder-based ranking system. We have games played every week over the course of a season, and as you win, you go up in rank, and as you lose, you go down in rank. At the end of the season, the top 7 teams move on instantly to the championship tournament, and then we have a sort of a Challenger Cup, or a tournament where all the teams can compete for a chance to win that 8th position in that final championship tournament. And then from there, we have all kinds of great prizing and stuff to win that come in from our sponsors, and it's going to be really exciting to see teams battle it out for what is going to be a decent prize pool this season. I'm really looking forward to it, and this is a game that counts towards those ranks. You know, despite it being an NA-EU matchup, something that doesn't happen often, this is still an important matchup here. And so these teams are going to be competing, I would say, with everything they've got. This is going to be, I don't know what to expect, frankly, because we've never seen these teams play. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I think is I think it's sooner than that, but that is what I think is the most exciting thing. It's like 2 or 3 is about this Button Cup, is you get a preview of what those finals are going to look like, because that is what it comes down to, the top 8 worldwide, or top 7 worldwide, and that 8th spot filling in into the what else you're seeing here on the screen. If you are new, Onward is a 5 vs 5 military simulator, search and destroy style game mode. Here we have the pick ban scoreboard screen. The home team picks the first map that they want to ban. There's a rotating pool of maps that we've had change over the course of the season 3 times. And so they're able to pick what map they want to ban. In this case, BossFight have decided to ban Suburbia, and Raptors have banned Snow Peak. And I want to get your sort of thoughts on these bans, Etch. Is this a ban of strength or a ban of weakness for these teams? Right. Yeah, and then the first map pick goes to the home team. In this case, that is BossFight, and they're going to choose Bazaar. Raptors will choose the next map, and then if we go to the best of 3 decider, we'll go to that 3rd map regardless. But if it's a best of 3, BossFight will be able to choose their map of choice there. So Raptors are going to want to win this map and the next. That's really the goal. They want to come out here and steal this map from BossFight so that they can go into that map 2 with a chance at winning the series. If they can secure 2 maps in a row, they will go up in rank guaranteed. We still play out the third map because all the points that are accumulated matter, and it determines how much you go up in rank or down in rank. And so there's always something to be fighting for, even if the team has lost. And yeah, I'm just with the logistics out of the way to think about these teams and how they're going to play. BossFight, you know, one thing I think we have to consider here is that BossFight is maybe not necessarily on their normal roster today, right? They have a couple folk out like Radarhead, like Viper. I don't think we're going to be seeing them play today. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Very excited to see how this team gels together. And I guess to your point, Woods, I mean, both of these players added are great high-level players. I mean, Woods 43 has been on beginners since, you know, their existence, really. 10 seasons of playing with them and winning. He's a great player, a great addition to that BossFight team. I'm really excited to see how BossFight plays with him. And you know, obviously they've been doing well with him, like you said, 9-2. They, you know, even despite having roster shakeups this season, they've still been coming out and playing really well. And I guess, you know, even to the point of Radar and Viper being gone, while they are strong players, this BossFight roster is deep. And I think that's something that really makes them a powerful team, is that they just have a lot of diversity in their roster that they can go to if they don't have people available. And, I mean, heck, if you had twins like Viper did, I don't think you would have an easy time playing some Onward either. So I'm sure he's got his hands full for sure. And that's, I mean, congratulations to him. You know, he's a long-standing community member, so happy to see it. But yeah, definitely not playing in this game today. Or if he is, he's got his twins tucked under his arms or something, you know, strapped onto his front and back, and he's running around shooting. I don't know what the situation is, but I doubt we'll see him today. He's also historically a long-range player. He does play Bazaar, but yeah, we're just not going to see those two in the lineup today, and I don't think it makes BossFight any weaker. To the point of Raptors, where I picked Tiger Strike, VR Marksman, Def Rodix, and Masno, that's the core. That's what they've been running with. So they're going to be as strong as ever. They're going to be feeling comfortable. If they go to a ranged map like Downfall, they'll have actually an advantage, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because Viper was the power of BossFight on range, and Marksman is the power of Raptors on range, and BossFight's going to be missing a key element in those long-range fights. I think that is the sign that we're kicking off the start of round number 1, hopping into the action as we get underway. Raptors on defense, BossFight on offense. Let's see how these two square away.
Got a pretty traditional setup from the Raptors side. Only one going to west. Right pick. Wow, early pick from that mini mart spot.
Echo one mid. Echo one mid. They spawned east side, I believe. Oh, sorry. Echo 4. Echo 4. Fuck.
Callouts there coming in. Finding one there on the corner. Trying to solve the audio issues here, but we'll get that after this round. Two coming in here already, though, from Raptors, and BossFight off to a rough start. Not exactly what you want to see from this BossFight start. I mean, with this new roster and already getting scooped up here with pretty aggressive peaks that could have been denied, in my opinion, from the likes of Archer. Someone swinging wide here, but no rounds coming through the wood, and so Rypick going to go unscathed for now. All Archer has to do is put bullets through that side panel. That wood fully penetrable. So we'll see if...
Yeah, the difficult part is that they can't see him. It's so dark in that corner that they might not even ID that he's there.
Let us know when you smoke, Scoop.
Rest of the team swinging wide. There's that wide swing from Little Sayonara. Trying to actually find where those shots came from. They still haven't ID'd Rypick and his position. He's going to swing wide and find one. Can't connect with the shots in the window and ducks down under cover. He does have the double wood. I think that's still penetrable, though. But Little Sayonara is not going to challenge this. A third for Rypick has been secured.
Yeah, Rypick with some great kills and not moving. He's still in that, what's seemingly a very exposed spot.
Not gonna shift out of there. Gonna rely on the rest of the team to hold down the fort. And frankly, they're gonna do just that. As Scooby tries to come in from some well-placed smokes, a suppressive fire comes in heavy, and Scooby is put on pause for a brief moment. Rypick's actually gonna throw a flash up and over, and I think that doesn't catch Scooby. Scooby actually gonna keep advancing through the smoke. There's finally the shots from Tiger Strike to get that kill, and Raptors with 5 alive on defense. BossFight not able to find a single kill here, and Little Sayonara gonna swing around with a flash. Doesn't go deep enough. Masono finishes it off, and BossFight have a rough start to this series. 1-0 in the hands of Raptors on BossFight's map pick. So again, not the ideal start. I am seeing some complaints about audio. I'm curious to know if you heard the game audio there, but either way, we will try and sort out Etch in a moment here. Just give me a brief pause, and we'll be into the action for round 2 when it starts. Okay, hopefully we have the tech issues sorted. We'll know briefly if everything is a go and if we can get Etch back in here. If not, well, it'll just be me casting up this match. We'll still bring you the action, so no worries either way. Hopefully at least game audio is coming in. Anyway, into round number 2, a full minute and a half taken there. I think BossFight taking that time to recollect themselves, maybe not anticipating an aggressive Raptors defense like that to come out and snag 2 early. And I think I have fixed the thing. Etch, I think we can bring you back into the into the picture. I think it's sorted. I thought, well, maybe Etch will have to figure his situation out first before we can bring him back in. But either way, I think everything is sorted, and we should be back to a duo cast. Everything's normal. Pretend like the tech issues never happened, and the rest of this series should be exciting, especially with how Raptors defended so perfectly there around the objective.
Absolutely. Now I'm finally back, and we've got a good defensive setup from BossFight, and let's see if they can pull this back, or Raptors are gonna keep pulling on the momentum.
Yeah, that early double was so big, and for them to kick it off like that, it was perfect. It set the momentum, set the tone, everything. And I think BossFight, like I said, took that minute and a half to recollect, because that just was not what they expected. Rypic botches his second smoke there. Can't even readjust it to where he wants it to, so that's going to force some follow-up smokes. But this is a play coming in here from Raptors. I think they're going to try and look for a cap attempt, would be my assumption, with all of these smokes coming in here. But there's no push being applied through the smokes just yet. Maybe they're actually trying to get a rotation out of BossFight.
Yeah, some of these smokes I don't think landed where they want them to, because there are some big holes in coverage across the street. They're unable to pass through. They're suppressing Archer now to get across.
Oh, look at the relocation from Woods 43. This could pay dividends here. They should be expecting someone, honestly, in this corner. Rypic denies Archer the rotation, and this is BossFight trying to rotate out. And Raptors plan working perfectly. Woods does swing and catch one. Is he ready for the trio, though? No, he's not. Mason, Rypic, and even Marksman getting in on the shots. In the meanwhile, Scooby's on a long swing Etch. This could also find a couple of players on the backside. It is. Marksman goes down. Tiger can't swing and find the kill. Mason able to catch the refrag, but we're into a 1v2 as Legal is up against Rypix and Masono.
Last one on site.
Wow, what great plays from both sides. Frags and refrags. Legil, last man up here, has 2 to defend. He's about to catch them, but misses it. He's still alive as Rypic peeks it. He's got to run around like a madman, though.
Yeah, there's so much ground to cover here, especially if you don't have an accurate kill count. Not sure where the push is coming from. They just have to look for so much. And so, I like the split that's going to be coming in here. Lego continues to rotate around and does the right thing. Raptors secure the kill, although they probably could have gone for cap. You heard Rypic say we should have gone for it. But you take the points you can get, right, Etch? I mean, I think it's something you see, especially at this level. A 2-0 lead's a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, for sure. That was a strong round. Rypic.
You have to look into the mentality of the teams now. BossFight very likely looking for a cap here. We're going to go to Kayat for our next objective, and it's a perfect place to bounce back here. You know, this is where BossFight can execute. This is their map pick. They understand this map, I would say, much better than Raptors, simply because I can guarantee they've played it more. You know, they've been in the league for 10 seasons. They've been in the league 9 seasons longer than Raptors. This map has always been here. And so with this objective, I just think we could see at least an experienced cap attempt play come in here from BossFight. And in fact, I would be more surprised if we didn't see a good smoke attempt here in a cap from BossFight. Uh-huh. Yeah, well, it takes it takes a lot of guts to go for some of these plays, and BossFight have done it before. I mean, you know, we've seen them do crazy plays on cargo, you know, crazy caps on all sorts of different maps, and so I'm not counting them out. Granted, they don't have, again, that core that they normally have, but it doesn't mean that this team that they got is not completely competent to play at this level. They certainly should be able to put up some rounds here, and again, I would be more surprised if we didn't see a cap attempt come through.
Lots of communication from the BossFight side. 3 going west, 2 going up east. They did spot Messino going upstairs, so they've got one defender identified. They've got to deal with Rypic once again in a prime position to shut down the majority attack coming here.
Yeah, he's gotten out the early cross. And I don't know if anyone's really going to be looking red truck when they make this push here. And I don't know if he's really looking in the right angle, to be honest, because Little Sayonara and Woods are going for the long rotation. And so if he's not ready to get hit in the back, well, as I say that, he goes for that rotation to the backside to cover the exact swing from this. And he may find actually a couple of kills just like he did last time. Woods IDs him here, and we're into a firefight. The duo pays off. One takes the tight angle, one takes the long, and that's a strat I love to see. That's a high-level strat right there that pays dividends when you want to get refrags, just like that. It's hard to transfer for the double, and Sayonara does good to get the kill off of his teammate's death.
Yeah, only 1 for Rypic, but that's a win for BossFight, if I would say so, because he was in a position to do more damage. Potentially flank, get on Main Street, take out Scooby. I mean, that had to get shut down, so a win for BossFight.
Yeah, it's 4-4 now. Lego's still set up in front, gathering information with suppressive fire. Has ID'd Messino on objective. And that's information for the team to work with. I think he's still on the hunt for more. Oh, yeah.
Archer and Marksman are very close. Marksman hears all of this. Archer can't be ready for this.
Yeah, it's a very loud play coming in from Archer. He does swing onto the corner, though, and Marksman doesn't react fast enough. Archer snags it, and Tiger Strike comes to speak for the refrag, but Archer has dipped off, and a nice play there. He's going to reinforce Lego in through the center, and this push is starting to set itself up nicely. They just got to get control of the north and enter in from the backside, and this is a really tough objective to defend. They have no defense, really, from that backside, other than Messino running around on objective.
Yeah, that's a thing that right now BossFight have eliminated the flanks of this defense, so they've opened up east and west, and Messino is very exposed at times here. If they're patient and they're waiting, which is what they're doing, they can find Messino, and they take shots at him. They nearly nab him, not quite yet. Tiger returning some fire. They need one more pick before they go for the cap here.
Yep. They really need Messino down. If he's dead, they have the north entry easy. They can simply dive in and punch in this code. Redux and Tiger are going to have to swing through suppressive fire. There truly is a cap opportunity here for BossFight, but I don't know if they're investing in that north swing. I think they're just going to continue this challenge head on, maybe actually go for the kills and only take one. And again,
Scooby's.
Etch, we got to remember what you were saying earlier. This comes down to mentality. Do you go for the kills or do you go for the cap? What do you take here?
Yeah, They're pretty in sync right now, all pretty even. They've identified 2 spots. They don't know Def's spot. Archer
huge.
does take out Tiger.
Echo 2, Echo 2.
Opening up that east side now is the danger. Def has to hold his angle. A couple smokes here, and he is then, you know, useless.
Yeah, and they're applying the pressure onto him. After Def shoots, Scooby has the idea and pushes through the smoke past Def. What a play! Scooby dodges Def. He goes upstairs. Messino doesn't see it. Scooby's pad out, punching in the code. Messino's not going to get here in time. This is the comeback for BossFight, just like that. A fantastic use of smoke to get into objective.
Wow, what a play from Scooby there. That's what they needed. That's the aggression. There's the confidence.
Clip it and ship it. And for those, again, maybe not familiar with what we just witnessed there, the cap attempt comes in and secures you 2 points. What a player has to do is get close enough to the objective to punch in a 7-digit code. You have to memorize that 7-digit code, then punch it in as quick as you can and hit enter. Once you do, you get 2 points secured for your team if you're attacking. And so BossFight got up into the second story, and even on the second floor, it's close enough to the objective. And so that's the danger of this Kayat building, is that if you lose any control of your flanks or any control of the top or bottom of objective, it becomes incredibly hard to defend. Messino was doing a good job, but eventually got suppressed and got tunnel vision on his targets. Didn't expect Def Redux to not catch the push through that smoke. And I mean, geez, what a great... I love to see that. And apologies for anything on the scoreboard scene. If you're not hearing Etch come in there, and again, I'm no idea why that would be the case, but either way, he'll be with me for gameplay. And so back into it we go. Round number 4. Oh boy, the math, Etch.
I think you're right on that. This is round number 4. If BossFight can win this round here, they go up 3-2, and they're in a commanding position to win this map after 2 pretty rough rounds.
Yeah, I would think Raptors go for cap here too. You know, the danger, obviously, of a cap, very prevalent, not for just BossFight on offense. And already a start here coming in from VR Marksman, snagging Little Sayonara in the 2-story. And that's really huge on objective defense picked off. I mean, the center becomes substantially weaker now for them to push right up to OBJ if they want to.
Yeah, for sure. Right now they've got 2 east, 2 west. They do have decent coverage of the front, but can they create a weakness on one of these sides? I think Legil is going to be the defender they deal with, potentially. Marksman and Messino maybe try to push the west side. They'll have to deal with him, but it is a known spot. It's not very uncommon.
They might. This is a decent spot, but to the point, he's so far away from objective, and they've just lost their on-objective defense, and so really, their BossFight's very weak on OBJ. If Raptors just push it up the middle like they're doing, there's a serious potential for a cap here. It's just a matter of where the smokes go and where the suppressive fire comes through. And again, if you get lucky diving through. And as I say how weak Legil's position is, he does seem to be on a rotation back.
Yeah, I think they spotted maybe Archer there, but they did smoke out Scooby. Scooby tosses a flash, slows them down a bit. They're looking better now with 2 on objective, but the front is still weak, like you were saying. The front isn't very well covered, but they can at least rotate to cover.
Yeah. A big reinforcement from Legil, but he's instantly scooped up simply because his position's so awkward. Marksman, no, actually Messino finds one in a trade. He'll be resible. Archer does ID another, and he has to tuck in. And if there was a north push here, well, there is. If Tiger Strike can come in from the north, there's a potential. There's a cap potential here. And now as Archer's left alone in a 1v5, they almost have to go for a cap.
Yeah, this is very dangerous for Archer. He's got to... I mean,
no,
this
and
is the
here it
time you want to
comes.
get rid of that uplink. You've got to disable it if you can, but he's going to try to die here.
You have to not kill him. You have to not shoot him. They've had the right smokes. Archer's trying, he's literally trying to die. He's running at them right now with his syringe out, pistol out here, and they're not killing him. There finally comes the kill. They could have capped. They could have had Matt locked in, but it's eventually you have to take the point that's presented to you, and perfectly played, truly, because if you sit there and allow, I mean, I love to see that. That's exactly what you have to do.
Yeah, Archer did everything right there to try to go die, and he's lucky he did. But before that, Woods 43 was very aggressive, pushing to that front side of Kiat, and he was walking into 3 or 4 attackers, and I mean, a flash, or if there were, I don't know, maybe a different approach, or if they had 1 or 2 kills, he could have shut them down. But didn't go that way. 3 of them shot him, and it left Archer in 1v5.
Yeah, taking a look at the KDs, Rypick was 7, and BossFight, that cap huge because they just have not been connecting. You know, 1 kill for 3 of their players, 2 for Scooby and Archer. They don't have that cap come through. I mean, this is a 3, this is a 4-0, you know, on map 1 right now. And so Raptors really with a lot momentum in comparison to what that scoreboard shows. And I think the KD feed really reflects that best. They are finding their shots. They are getting the kills, and it's paying off. Again, it comes down to experience. Where do we head for our next objective? A fresh OBJ to this map, to this season at least. It's certainly been here for all of season 11, but I don't know. Do you think there's more potential for a cap here as well?
Boy, this one is tough to cap on because you have defenders on the outskirts of this courtyard, and they can defend it pretty easily. There's not a lot of cover in OBJ. You'd need heavy smoke and a sneak to get in there for a cap.
Yeah, but yeah, if they did exactly what Raptors did on offense, if they find the picks and apply the smokes, then it's doable. But that was, I mean, geez, that was a powerful offensive round from Raptors. And almost kicking off here with a kill onto Archer as they ID the rollout here. Scooby able to get past that line of sight. Archer continuing his push despite being shot at. And yeah, it's an aggressive swing from BossFight out on this Marsoc round. And I kind of wonder if they're thinking we have to win here off of a cap because, man, Raptors looked so good on that Marsoc round.
Rypick IDs Scooby, takes those shots, rotates off now. They've got to make this cross. That's going to be the hard part here. Woods does start making the cross. He might get spotted by Tiger. Tiger starts shooting. Does take out Woods.
It's big information, though. And now Tiger's stuck here. Archer, Scooby, Leggle, they all know his position on this corner. And it's going to be super hard for him to get out. And I don't even know if he wants to get out, really. He can just continue to be a threat here until he dies.
Yeah, he's going to force somebody to go east to have to deal with him. Nobody's going east right now, but Rypick, though, does find another.
The aggression from Rypick has been so huge today in this first map. Swinging wide, finding doubles.
I'll stop looking.
Almost got team killed there by Masino. It looked like he was the laser was drawn on his head for a quick second there, but Raptors off to a great defensive start here. They are looking to snag this map, and BossFight are really going to have to do something. They're going to have to even the odds here. Scooby's going to have to pick a couple to whittle down this defense because they're just not going to have an easy attempt pushing through 3v5 right now. The defensive setup for Raptors is pretty tight.
Yeah, they've been unable to unseat Tiger, and I think, or Rypick for that matter, as he finds Scooby, leaving just a south attack.
Yeah, we'll see what Sayonara can do. It is arguably the weakest defended side, and as it should be. They ID'd the spawn out through the center, and so they invested 3 to watch. They kept Marksman on OBJ, and they kept Def Redix on the South Watch, but maybe a path for success here. 2v5 is not out of the realm of possibility at this rank. I mean, any player really on any one of these teams is a standout shooter, a standout player, and has their own unique plays. And Legel able to get Tiger Strike. Sayonara finds right pick, 2 key shooters down for Raptors.
Those were the picks they needed. The 2 most dominant players this round eliminated. 2v3 is much, much more manageable now. I would like to see a north rotation possibly because Def in the south is just so hard to unseat. There's not a lot of cover. Pushing anything in the south is going to be very tough for little Sayonara.
Just a little bit of a hush here as everything calms down for a second. Little Sayonara goes to the crawl. Legel's still playing it patiently up through the center, just waiting to see if anybody peeks out. And, you know, I don't think a cap's out of the realm of possibility. I just don't know what Sayonara is looking for here. Maybe he's just trying to pick out Marksman, who is, I don't think, exposing himself to this angle. He's tucked in behind that wall there. Redux pretty tucked in. Messino maybe could get caught on a rotation if they time up the push with Legel in the front just right. There definitely is an opportunity for BossFight to execute well here.
Yeah, Messino's spot is quite common for this OBJ. It's a great last man spot, so I'd imagine they're kind of expecting that spot. Marksman, though, is defending the entry where Legel is probably going to go, if I'm going to make a guess. So that's going to... I would give advantage Marksman there. Unless Legel chooses to not go that way, which is possible.
Yeah, Messino's position also pretty strong to defend against Legel trying to enter in, and he can peek these windows, and so Legel's got to be wary every time he moves here to be checking these and dialed in. And you can see he is very much wary of those windows, the laser indicating where that gun is pointing. Obviously something you don't see in game, something we can toggle here for the folk at home watching in. And shout out to you tuning in on YouTube, venues, Twitch, or Facebook.
Is going to toss 2 smokes in OBJ. Distracting. Little Sayonara also pushing that utility. Def now should know that Little Sayonara is here.
Legel with the smokes actually pulls out one. Doesn't find Messino inside. Def catches Sayonara swinging out from the south. And Raptors hold on. What was looking like a good push there. That could have been disaster if Messino went down. That could have been BossFight taking this map. That's how close map 1 was, but didn't really quite reflect itself there. And Etch, any thoughts here before we see where we go for map 2?
Yeah, I mean, if Little Sayonara had caught Def on that rotation rather than the other way around, that could have also then been a 2 to 1 pinch, and BossFight could have got another point. I mean, not the best start for BossFight, you know, losing 2 rounds.
Yeah. Oops. Went to the wrong highlight reel there. Apologies. Those are some old replays. Get you back to the scoreboard. Yeah, so a solid start for, I mean, geez, Raptors coming out here, taking map 1. It's exactly the situation, the scenario that they want, and exactly the worst case scenario for BossFight. They chose Bazaar. Map 2 now is Raptors' pick, and if you were keen on that loading screen, you know it is going to be Subway. And I'm curious on your thoughts on this Subway pick. I think Raptors did so well on Bazaar in the close quarters that this one's going to be an equal challenge for BossFight. But I think they usually do well here on Subway as a team, so I'm not sure how this is really going to shake out.
Phenomenal on Subway for a long time, from what I can remember. So maybe, you know, Raptors have done some intel and feel good about picking this map against BossFight. Again, We do have a new boss fight lineup, so that also is a factor. But I think this is going to be a close match because both these teams are great at this map.
Yeah, and just looking at the roster, I wonder if we're going to see a sub come in here from BossFight. You see there over on Raptors, we still have Rypick, Tiger, Marksman, Redux, and Messino. So no subs coming in there. And BossFight bringing in Lego, Scooby, Archer, Woods. We're not going to see Radar or Viper. At least, maybe if we do see Viper, he'll be playing in a sleep-deprived delirium. In the one moment that his twins are asleep, but I would be surprised to see him here on Subway of all places, and I'm assuming that BossFight will stick to their core roster that they have been utilizing so far. We do get the chance to talk about our first objective, Etch, which is going to be Chinatown Market, and this objective seems to be the start of a lot of series or the end of a lot of series, and yeah. I think it's such a great way to both start and end the round. This is going to be really just a good test of what Raptors are going to bring on Subway.
Yeah, for sure. We've seen them, like the North attack from the last few times I've seen them on this map. They like to push 2 or 3 north and then have a couple going south, which is a little non-traditional. I think a lot of attacking teams don't like going north on this objective because of that long alley and not a lot of cover to go between. But it's worked well for them. We've seen them do really well on north attacks here. From the BossFight side, I think both Legel and Scooby, for what I remember holds correctly, both run C4, and we do have the 5th in the lobby, and to both of our surprises, probably it is going to be Viper.
Hey, what do we know on the desk? What do we know on the desk? Twins can't stop this man from getting in on the action, and I love to see it. I mean, hey, the guy loves Onward, and Onward loves him. So, excited to see him get brought in here, and maybe he'll have some choice words for us at the start of the series. We'll have to tune in to their comms.
Hey, maybe he was watching map 1 and said, I got to get in and help the boys out. I have to, and laced up.
Yeah, that's kind of what my thought is too. I mean, it's tough to watch your team suffer. Not suffer, really, because they did get the cap and they did play competitively, but I mean, to suffer a couple of tough rounds, a lot of kills coming in there from Raptors. And, not to say that it's a bad thing, but BossFight plays well around Viper. When Viper's doing well, the BossFight team wins. He is a key element in a lot of their killing strategies, and for him to be brought in here, it'll be interesting to see what BossFight can do, and I guess we'll pop into their comms to see what they got to say about the start of this round.
No, it's fine. I got my own. It's fine.
Okay.
I've trained for certain strategies on defending this, but I can't. I don't have C4, so I can't use them.
I'm going north if you see me die.
Oh, he sounds awake.
Try to be cheeky though. Don't use it right away.
I'm just gonna let off some pops.
Yep. He's ready for some kills.
Yep. Certainly ready.
I think he's gonna push first. He's gonna push first and try to find some early kills around this corner in the south. Probably not gonna see anything because.
Oh no.
Get the north spot.
C4 dead.
It's a tough start. Tried to push out and get aggressive on the north and deny the entry here, but Rypick and Marksman have taken control, and now they get to do all kinds of things like chuck utility and nades down the gap. You do see a lot of smokes coming through. Viper catches one in the meanwhile in the south. He's gonna challenge another, and hey, Viper comes in for a double. A big sub.
Yeah, that was huge. He shut down the south. There is still Messino who's going to try coming up here, but...
He's on south stairs.
I mean, it's going to be so hard to unseat Viper from this top-down angle. Messino's... I think he would rotate towards Catwalk.
Yeah, they still have control of north, but to your point made earlier, it's just incredibly challenging to push down this lane. Archer can take a position up over the top of that dumpster, barely expose his head, and get some good shots onto Rypick, who has to go into the open to push out. To even commit anywhere forward, has to dive over to that dumpster, and that's its first challenge. Then he has to get all the way up to objective, which, with no smoke left, may be impossible. Oh, there's the dive.
Yeah, Messino's Messino's still trying to push the south, and Viper asked his captain, should I flank or not? And the decision was made that he shouldn't flank. So he came back, and he's now defending Catwalk, which actually might be coming this way, so could pay off.
What a great play from Archer and Legel, and I don't know if that was coordinated, but Archer redirects the smoke, and as it redirects, it closes the gap that Rypick was covering. Legel swings to find it, and now Legel looks for more, getting a little greedy through the smoke, and Rypick gets lucky there. A good play turned into an unfortunate down, and ultimately Raptors in the advantage, although it is now tied 3-3, so still a even round to go.
The Archer looks like he's gonna peek this, maybe. Rypick is holding that angle. They're gonna see each other, and they're gonna trade.
Whiskey traded.
This is an easy res. Viper can pop over here, scoop him up. They'll still have coverage. And Archer getting information. As soon as he reses, though, he goes down. Viper comes for the refrag, and that's his third or fourth kill on the round here today. Huge that he's come in here, and maybe it's throwing Raptors off. Messino now the last one left alive, just outside of Viper's kill zone, and gotta be careful.
And now they're going to set up their two-man defense here and kind of just hold it down. So, you know, I mean, 1v2 is not impossible, but, man, Viper, what a round for him to start things off on this match 4.
Yeah, the man is not tired. Twins have affected him in no way whatsoever. He is a true warrior going in here and doing
Maybe it's
well.
a positive effect.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, maybe he's feeling really good. I mean, heck, he's got twins. He's got to be feeling happy.
Yeah.
Final kill comes through. Raptors not able to kick it off on a good foot this time. Boss fight with Lonely Viper on the roster, snag around, and 3-0 there for Viper Etch. It's a pretty good start.
That is a great start for him. I mean, starting with that double in the south stairs, identified that north spawn, he pushed the staircase and kind of just looked down and rained bullets on the attackers trying to come up the stairs. That's, you know, nobody expects that. That's something that you usually don't expect. And they did lose, I think it was Scooby early in the north, but once they knew it was a north push, they were able to just hold down that alley and prevent them from pushing the dumpster effectively.
Take a look at the overall scores so far. If you are just tuning in, 4-2 on Bazaar. Raptors with a great start, coming in 2-0 out the gate. The cap coming in from BossFight, making it seem like they were going to be able to bounce back, but then just another 2 perfectly executed rounds from Raptors locked in that map. And I mean, I was thinking that this was going to be a tough one for BossFight, considering it's now Raptors map pick, and Subway, although is a map that BossFight plays well, it's still Raptors choosing it, and Raptors a place that they are most likely also comfortable on. And so, again, for Viper to be subbed in here and for him to start off like this, it's just a great way for BossFight to get back into this series, because it was not looking good there for a little bit, Etch.
Yeah, for sure. They're getting momentum now. They're getting the kills they need. They're doing all of the right stuff, and with knowing Raptors on this map, they play very tight tuck defenses. So can BossFight pick apart the defense and be, you know, very well coordinated and push simultaneously? That's going to be the question of this round.
Yeah, it really will be. Not quite starting it off just yet. You know, again, I guess a glimpse at a reset feature. If you do start the first 15 seconds of a round reset, no points are attributed, and so you can kind of check if you have any bugs or if anyone doesn't load in properly. There's a time to afford your team to fix things, and so I think that's what we saw there. Raptors just not loading in properly and had to do a quick reset. We should be into round 2 shortly, but again, maybe you're not familiar and you aren't just tuning in, we swap sides on the same objective. So BossFight defended this last round, and now they go on the attack. Each objective has several random spawns for Marsoc. What that does is it varies how a team can attack, and it forces a team on defense to be prepared for all sorts of different scenarios. And you can see here the different spawn that BossFight have gotten. They are now in the south. Raptors spawned in the north. And so the south push is going to be very fast for BossFight. They're going to be able to commit instantly up these stairs and attack any defense that challenges them.
Who's pre-firing to the right?
You want me to pre-fire Main Street?
Yeah, they are going to do exactly that. 3 making it out of south already. Challenging. Quickly, Rypick is going to throw a flash, catches Viper.
Lego totally blind too, and he swings as Scooby drops off from the suppressive fire. Nicely timed in. Rypick with a second. A huge double. Viper gets aggressive and finds the refrag, but not before losing, only one actually, Scooby's Resible. So that's a huge turn up for BossFight.
Yeah, Rypick and Viper playing similar roles on defense here, but here, Rypick got shut down eventually. Viper was also flashed there, but just the awareness to tuck into that alley. I can't believe we watched that. He was blind, walked forward, took a right turn into the alley, and just hid there.
Yeah, perfectly played. I think he was going for the alley to start anyway. He was going under the suppressive fire.
Possibly.
And so I think it really was a predictive play. I think that was the intention. You suppress. If a flash comes, you have one in the corner. Lego, unfortunately, getting caught out and the suppressive fire drops. I don't think the suppressive fire was supposed to drop off. I think the plan would be to keep it there under the flash. But either way, it works out. And 1-1. BossFight with now full control of this south side of objective. And, I mean, Wood's already in a pretty advanced position.
Yeah, he was able to get here without much utility, so I'm sure he's able to toss some stuff over to that corner. He is keyed in on that corner. Maybe he'll toss a flash and push that, or just push it straight up. But Messino is aimed at the spot where he'll end up, so...
Yeah, this is a super common defensive position to the point that I would be surprised if no utility comes here. And actually, that smoke, I think it hurts them more than helps. Wood's now completely blind to the corner. Was that a defensive smoke? It almost feels like it should have been. Nobody checks Messino's position. He does peek and find one. Now they're aware.
Push your gap.
Yeah, now they know that he's there.
They are so lucky they didn't lose more there. That could have been huge for Messino, but doesn't catch it. Fire goes through. Viper with another tight swing. Finally evens the odds. And smokes are out. More smokes coming in. A flash from Viper. And he doesn't commit to crossing through the smoke. Then he does. A nice pickup from Tiger leaves Scooby all alone. And the attempt from BossFight just not coming together.
Little uncoordinated there to clear out Messina. They lost 2 bodies to that. And this flash is going to get Scooby. Back away.
I see a dead body. There's a whole pile of dead bodies here. Yubi swings off of the comms. Heard Tiger in the corner. And Raptors do a good job of answering back. But Etch, if we continue to trade Marsoc rounds, BossFight will take this series. So one of these teams is going to have to win, or excuse me, Volk rounds. One of these teams is going to have to win a Marsoc round to come out on top here. Well, Raptors are going to have to win a Marsoc round.
Tiger there at the end was surprised by the bodies that he had shot through the smoke. They were ready to make an attack, but they just weren't coordinated enough to clear the spots in the right approaches. The smoke was there to cause panic. I'm surprised all of them were pushing from the east side, and none of them opted to go on the west side. I wonder what prompted that, but it was close. I mean, 1 or 2 more picks, and they could have forced rotations and made Raptors worry about a cap, but Tiger Striker and Messino just held it down with the cross angles onto that opening.
And, you know, again, that botch smoke kind of kicking off a messy push. You know, I think that was really the start of everything not really going the way of BossFight on their offensive round. And we shift objectives now to the basement. And this one, always fun to watch. 3 entries available, 2 stairs, and the basement entry point. Oftentimes, teams that coordinate their attack by entering all 3 at the same time. And obviously, the best way to prevent that attack is to disrupt one of those 3 lanes. I would be surprised to see if... I think when Raptors defend this objective, they're going to commit to this push up through the basement and get aggressive. Really extend, but I don't know what BossFight are going to throw out here on this defensive round as we do get into round number 3 of map 2.
Sorry, no, they know where we spawned. Reset. I'm just kidding. Take the frag. Close the frag. Someone take the frag.
Jill, you go south, double down stairs.
I'm gonna
Here,
expect
frag.
Viper to get a little aggressive, maybe push upstairs or push through the tunnel and just catch him off guard. He's being a wild card like he was on the last map. He's winning his shots right now, so he's got to just feed that.
Yeah, to your point, he is pushing out up top, looking for any sort of advancement from the stairwell out of the basement, trying to hear any audio cues up in the catwalk that he so he can pick up on. But I actually think he's going to miss all of this, and no south push out the gate, which I think was the concern for Viper, and instead there's going to be a bit of a slower rollout as Raptors take control.
Yeah, the power play for Viper probably is that if he doesn't encounter resistance here, he can go down the staircase and get behind attackers trying to push the tunnel exit. So that could be the fallback play here, and there are 2 downstairs who are going through the tunnel, so we'll have to keep an eye on that.
It is a surprising commitment to the upstairs defense. I mean, both Lego and Scooby also are technically defending upstairs, but I actually like this because you're holding the most important part, right? You're guaranteeing control of the stairwell, and you're able to pick off anyone that tries to approach it casually. Very rarely do you see utility utilized to get to these stairs. And so you should catch open, exposed players from this stairwell if you time it right.
Yeah, the other part of this is I think if you just have one of their positions, they have openings, right, from other sides. When they commit to both staircases, both of those players can play more confidently knowing that their back is covered or south is covered, whatever it be. But north is a little weak. I mean, that's the danger for Legil. Rypick pushing from the north side is going to be the danger, but he did hear Rypick, it seems. He calls out Rypick.
Problem is Tiger as well. The pinch is going to come in here from both sides. Lego has to watch the stairwell there that Tiger is now peeking. I think he spots Tiger. Shots come in there. Then comes Rypick, and look at how quickly Rypick peeks out. That's an indicator of a great synced up team. You're always looking for the refrag, and Rypick is lasered in here to Lego. And Lego has to ID him, and he can't. Down he goes. That opens up the entry for Tiger.
Yeah, now Viper's holding a really long angle towards that north staircase. He's probably going to be looking for Rypick. Won't see him quite yet, but if Rypick decides to push the staircase, Viper does have an angle.
Yeah, it is a nice redundancy. A hidden one at that you wouldn't really expect. But he has to be checking it. And he may indeed miss both Tiger and Rypick pushing out here.
Echo 3, got 1 in basement.
That's basement control for them, and you can see Scooby trying to swing around, reinforce. He almost gets caught out on the cross. And crouches back to relocate. Gonna try and hold this basement, but it's him. I mean, Scooby cannot afford to go down. Viper's watching one of the stairwells, Arch is watching the other. Viper goes down in a trade. That weakens this defense substantially, and it does come down now all to Scooby and Archer. The res going to come through here. Raptors are going to have 5v2. And I mean, you know, this is defensible against a less coordinated team, right? Actually, if two come in here by themselves, easy. 1v2 is possible. But I think that the trouble is that you're expecting the coordination, and the coordination comes. Tiger is here on the backside. Scooby has no shot at properly defending that. He goes down, and now Archer's alone in a 1v5.
Does find Rypic clearing out that north. He's got to deal with 3 on objective. Masino's capping. Masino's on objective. Will Archer catch it?
He doesn't. He passes in through the smoke. They reserve the shots on him, allowing Masino to cap. And finally, Raptors play the patient game to be able to punch in the code. And they go up 3-1 on map number 2. This is not looking good for BossFight.
Man, that was brutal for BossFight. Archer just needed to go out there and die. He did it once earlier today when it was a 1v5. Yep. But tough place to be in when on this objective of all on Subway with only 3 entry points. It is more defensible. You know, it's not one that is easy to attack. So tough going for BossFight. And now they have to attack in a do or die map round.
Yeah, taking a look at the overall score line, they definitely need this one. They are down 3-1 right now on map 2, and they had a tough go on Bazaar. So they cannot afford any more points, truly, to go into the hands of Raptors. They need to secure 4 unanswered points, or 3, excuse me, unanswered points to get this map and take us to a map 3 decider. That's going to be a challenge, though. You know, you saw the coordination there. You saw how in sync they were. BossFight did try to throw out a varied defense. I haven't seen a defense like that. And it almost worked, but the coordination from Raptors just prevailed. You know, there's always 2 people checking an angle, it seems. And you have to be ready for that on defense. And I liked the redundancies that BossFight had, but in the end, they just were not enough on map number 2 there for Subway. And we still got another round or more to go as we do hop back in to the action. BossFight going on the attack, and I don't know, at this point, you got the cap is just not, you don't even think cap. This objective's pretty tough to cap, in my opinion. I'm shocked that Masino even able to get up there and cap it. I think you just got to get the round here if you're BossFight, right?
Yeah, they get this round, they go on defense on, you know, another objective, and they can bring it back 3-3.
I'm gonna shoot regardless of whether or not they're gonna be there. I don't think they're gonna be there.
No, just shoot.
But they'll hear us.
Scooby and Viper going down the catwalk on either side. Meanwhile, 3 of BossFight downstairs.
We got a nice little insight there into like the the real thinking game of Onward at a competitive level. Scooby and Viper really debating, is he going to be here? Should I pre-fire? If I pre-fire, they'll know we're here. If I don't pre-fire, we could play it stealth, and I don't think they're going to be there. And ultimately, they do play it quietly down the catwalk. No one identifying anybody here. No one defending on this catwalk. And so the right choice made, but that's the constant mindset, you know, of every single move you make.
Yeah, for sure. And on the BossFight side, they have 4 downstairs and a Rypic in the north here. He's not going to meet any attackers coming from the north.
Yeah.
But nice ambush spot. But he can also swing towards the turnstiles and defend, you know, any entry from upstairs towards the objective.
Yeah, it is a decent spot, and if no one pushes in from this north side, yeah, they're really not going to be expecting that swing, to your point. But is he the only one up here? I think everyone else is downstairs. So if BossFight play it quietly, play it stealthily, move up on the train tracks, don't take any pre-fire, don't throw out any early smokes, they could kind of sneak past Rypic there.
Yeah, that's true. He will have to rotate at some point. You know, if the 3 downstairs, let's see, 2 of them actually have come upstairs. If Legil downstairs causes some damage, I guess, that would be it, forcing a rotation from Rypic. That's when this investment from BossFight upstairs will pay off. Or Archer will kill him even before that.
Well, yeah, Rypic does decide that after so long in the north and nothing happening, something else has got to be going on. And he tries to swing out, and they catch him out instantly. And now it's full control for BossFight up in this top floor, and they're looking really good on their Marsog ground. This is exactly what you want. It's going to come down to then execution. How does Lego push through the basement? Is he able to disrupt one of those entry points so that the other two can be effective?
Yeah, I'd say Raptors have a really nice setup downstairs here. Cross coverage of angles. There's gonna need to be some good utility, and there is at least one C4 in play that Legil will be coming up on soon. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, again, the cap not going to be an option. Massino right on top of objective, guaranteeing that nobody's going to be punching in that code. It does pull him away from defending somewhere else. He could be tucked down in train tracks, which is a pretty common position, where he could have a nice angle onto the stairwell where Archer and Scooby and maybe even Viper are going to be coming down. So, see if that position pays off.
BossFight's still staging, kind of planning out their next moves here. Looks to be a north staircase heavy push.
You want to do south?
Smoke grenade coming in. That's a pretty decent toss. Woods throws his short. And this is going to be a heavy application of utility here down this stairwell. Viper commits to the other side, and the push comes in from Woods. He charges through the smoke. Tiger finds one. They now know Tiger's on the corner. The suppressive fire continues to come through. Archer goes down. Scooby tries to nade up. Archer gets tagged through the smoke. Scooby's still left alive. Viper dies as he tries to come through. Massino goes down. Scooby finds a double. He's got Pat out on objective. Redux and Marksman have to swing around. He's trying to punch it in. Redux gets the tag. No cap coming in there, but nearly as Legos, the lone 1v2 here as he pops out, finds one. Can he get the second and get at least the point and prevent the series? This is huge. He has to get the kill.
Oh man, Scooby's double was huge. Scooby was probably a couple seconds away from cap, but now Legil, he's got to find death here. This is it. This is the match for BossFight right now. 1v1. I think he might have spotted Def, maybe.
Oh well. They now both know where each other are, if that's the case. What angle is that shot coming through? Oh yeah, it is trying to thread both of those pipes to Def in the back. It nearly tagged him. Look at those bullets on the wall. Lego's continuing to make his advance here. Redux continues to peek and does get tagged once. The suppressive fire heavy. And Lego doesn't have an accurate kill count, so he's going to continue to check other angles and has him tucked deep into the corner. What do you do here? You can't go for cap. That's definitely not an option on the playbook. You got to continue to push up. And what's the plan here? The pad's out.
Oh,
yeah.
my.
Where's the gun? Oh no, did he drop his LMG?
Oh.
He ran out of time!
No!
I wasn't even paying attention to it, but the time ticks down, and Lego doesn't commit for the kill. Raptors win the series. Oh, 4-1
Wow.
map 2.
Legil, I don't think Legil knew the time either. He couldn't commit to cap or kill. He could have had the cap. He could have had the kill. He runs out of ammo, I think, because he did give out 2 drum mags in the beginning of the round. So brutal for Legil there.
Man. But what a patient play. To be tight, I mean, this is the perfect, exactly how you play it. You do not have to get the kill. You don't have to push out. If you're being suppressed, you just stay tucked in by the time. The defender on Raptors was perfectly aware of the time. That play, when it looked confusing, what's going on? Like, he's just staying in that corner, like this isn't going to work out. It's because he knew the clock was there. It's because he knew he could afford that time to tick down, and really just really well played. Take a look at the scoreboard here and take a look at the overall scores. Map 2 now going comfortably into the hands of Raptors. Puts a question mark over the head for BossFight on where they go to map number 3. If Viper's in play, I think Downfall is going to be the option. Take it to range, try and get away from these close quarters combat that they have not been finding much success in. But even then, they have to worry about VR marksmen. Raptors is not weak on range. You know, Downfall is not a map that Raptors are play poorly, and so that'll be another hard battle if BossFight choose into that. I don't think USS, maybe USS Quest. Oh, of course, we forgot. We didn't ever mention Quarantine as an option, but that's a place BossFight are very comfortable in. They play Quarantine very well. I think it's oftentimes banned against them, so would have sort of been the ace in the hole, I suppose, if they had managed to come out on top on map 2, but we'll see if it is even an ace in the hole for map 3. We still play out all our maps, even though the series has been secured for Raptors. The points gained do matter. So if BossFight can take this third map, they will go down in rank less. And that is pretty important for this team, considering that they are technically higher ranked than Raptors, and so they have more to lose if Raptors can secure a third map. And either way, I think BossFight are still comfortably in the top 8, but we're just a few weeks away from those roster locks, I think, in a week. And then 2 weeks after roster lock is end of season, so we are coming in close to the end of season 11 here. It'll be interesting to see how these teams play, if they shift up any of their strategies. And I mean, talking about shifting up strategies, actually, when we look at this next objective, a fresh one that's been added to Quarantine, one of like what, 4 or 5? I feel like Quarantine's gotten the most objectives added to it.
Yeah, for sure. Quarantine now with, I think, 11 OBJs in total. This one in particular is a dangerous one to be defending. And, I mean, this is one with a lot of cap potential because you can cap on the north side staircase, you can cap inside the building, you can get quick spawn on this one in the north. I mean, it's got all sorts of, you know, fun little quirks to it. So it's seemingly similar to the east objective on the building, you know, 50 feet away or 70 feet away, but quite different how rounds usually play out.
Yeah, it's, you know, this new objective, all of the new objectives truly on Quarantine are really fun to watch, and you can get a series where that's all you get. You only get objectives that have been added this season. You can also get the reverse, where you only get objectives that have been around for 10 seasons. So I think it's one of the things I like most about Quarantine is that variety in the old and the new. And, you know, with a team like Raptors that's new and a team like BossFight that's old, it's always a nice dynamic to see. Looking at the active rosters coming in here from both squads. No subs from Raptors. Why would you? And Viper are going to be staying in for BossFight. But
I think Highfish did sub out for Little Sayonara, or someone else was here. Legil switched out for Little Sayonara.
oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, and that's a strat I like to see. You know, they've lost the series, but it's not to say that they're giving up. They're just bringing in their sub to get some playing experience with the squad in an active game. And it very well also could be that Little Sayonara feels more comfortable on Quarantine than Legel does. You know, that's one of the main reasons you have subs, so that you can have sort of experts in certain maps. But I guess we'll see how he performs as we do dive into round number 1 of map 3.
That's how you feel, bro. Support your decision to change sex.
We're going to see a 3-2 split, or maybe even a 3-1-1 split from the BossFight side, as 3 push north, Viper pushes the middle, and Archer is going to be committing to the south.
Yeah, an interesting stack on the north side. I don't feel like teams often opt to invest this much into the north push with this objective, because if you do take control of that middle building, you have a lot of control. And so oftentimes teams invest in that central push. But there's 3 here in the north, and they're swinging wide for the crash down in from the north side.
Woods crosses
North,
an
north, I go
opening
for
as
it, go for it.
Rypic swings to cover the north. Now leaving just 2 in the north. I don't think they know. They might know that he's in motel. I'm not sure if they caught him.
Now they do now. That drone went right at him.
I killed the drone.
I is certainly aware of Rypic's position now, and he has been such a key element to this Raptors team, finding tons of kills. And when he goes down, I feel like that's the best chance for
Can you
BossFight.
watch for that fucking dirty front of the motel? Get somewhere where you can just kill him on the stairs, and I'm gonna just get underneath him.
Where's that time? Watch
Scooby and Sign are coordinating a bit here. It seems like Scooby is going to be trying to push close to the motel with Sayonara there to catch any rotations from Rypic. It's a tough spot to unseat as Rypic finds another now looking towards the center. Rezable's still, but
down. I cannot confirm.
Sayonara might be the one going
let's
for
keep
it.
it Echo 4. Let's keep it Echo 4.
Yeah, that is a big play coming in there. The res should get scooped up. And so, not a full kill. BossFight not necessarily in dire straits just yet, but Rypic, again, just being a key element in that defense, in that hotel position, finding 2. 1.5, I suppose you could call it, and putting a bit of a pause in that central organization, in that push that would come through from Viper and Sayonara. Viper trying to find the refrag there. Rypic's going to tuck back in. But if this... Oh, no. If this continues, BossFight are just not going to have enough time again. 3 minutes left, and they still haven't managed to get past the middle street.
Yeah, Rypic just great job to just, he took suppressive shots or shots from Viper and still goes ahead with the peak that is safe from Viper. Might not be safe anymore as Viper does find the headshot.
There it is. Took a little bit of range to get it broken out, but the sniper rifle from Viper doing some damage. It's one of the things that Raptors are going to have to watch out most on when they defend on these objectives, and I almost wonder if it's something that they are factoring into their defensive setups so that they're not exposing themselves to any picks like that.
Pretty rare that Motel is a first pick that you get in the east side because it's so hard to unseat, but now Scooby looking for the second as he is looking to that 3rd story in the south. Won't see Def just yet.
Yeah, this could be a key pinch here. Scooby actually also checking tablet. And I think Def got spotted there. Suppressive fire comes in, so now Scooby also lasered in to that 3-story.
Yeah, Viper did take a couple shots at Def. Scooby could really be a dark horse here as he's creeping up. He could find marksman in the back and then force rotations from all of the defenders, potentially.
Yep, he is trying to sneak up through this gap in coverage here. Redux not going to ID this. The trouble is what's the route here? If marksman goes down, Tiger can peek. He'll still have a defensive angle. Messino can come up from the basement and also have some control in from that building. And so Scooby will have to get a bunch of kills, but I think he's going to sneak up nicely onto marksman here.
Yeah, this is going to be a sneaky kill. Marksman hasn't even turned to look this way yet. He thinks it's covered. It is not covered. Get the kill. Now comes the push. Can they get Tiger next?
Nope. Archer tried to come crashing in on the corner. The timing there comes through, but Tiger swings out and finds the kill. And this is what I'm talking about with tucked-in defense. Tiger just swinging for kills. He's not even committing to defending out this front side. That could be bad news for them. If Viper can push up and get prone here. Oh, a side shot from him. And he's crashed up. He's underneath the cover. Messino and Def aren't crashing in time. It's a cap opportunity for BossFight here as Viper punches it in. Redux is pushing up to try and deny the opportunity, but he can't get there in time. Messino was down, so no rotation from him. And BossFight, well, maybe a little bit too late, but kick off this map 2-0.
Yeah, what a play for Viper there. They knew the weaknesses once they got the picks. They took out Motel, they took out Marksman, and they knew the north was open.
Yep.
And Scooby with distraction. The pick onto Tiger was so crucial at a close range with a sniper rifle. You know, Viper to come out on top there, that was crazy. And then just goes prone instantly, knows the coverage, goes for the cap.
Quite a exciting start to map 3, and again, we'll take a look at the overall scores here. Maps 1 and 2 going into the hands of Raptors, but BossFight are coming out here with a vengeance on Quarantine. And talked about it before, but we do always play out this third map, and if BossFight can take this 4-0, I mean, that's the perfect way to really lighten the blow against them right now. And I think that they are seeing the potential here for that 4-0. And, you know, if they can lock it in, I think they'd almost be kicking themselves, right? Because why couldn't they perform this like that on maps 1 and 2 on Bazaar and Subway? And if it is the fact that they didn't have any range options, maybe it's an element that they need to work on, you know, to tighten up the close quarters combat, because teams like Raptors and other squads in the NA that have come up quick, like Error 404, play a very aggressive and fast tight quarters game that is hard to counter. And I think that if BossFight can keep things at range, they'll have that option to find those headshots from Viper, to find the sneak ups. And, well, we go to our next round on defense, and we'll see if they can push this up 3-0 and go on track for that 4-0 win.
Support you. Sayonara, you're watching south.
Hey, swap. Hey, focus. AP.
The Raptors are going to be getting the far southwest spawn, so a little bit longer distance to go, allowing BossFight to maybe push out a bit more. Not sure if they will, but on the BossFight side, looks like they're going to have 2 north, 1 south, and Scooby sort of underneath the glass building structure in the parking garage. But they have pretty weak defense of that glass building itself, which contrary
Dangerous.
to what Raptors did. Yeah.
Incredibly dangerous, and they're super spread. They're looking for the edge picks. They've invested in Little Sayonara and Lonely Viper way out on the edge, and only put, to your point, Scooby in through the center. And that could be bad news for them. It could also pay off, where they catch out 1 or 2 on the edges, and then they can pinch back into the center in time. But if things are synced up appropriately with Raptors, like you said, maybe not even synced up, if they just kind of send one up through the middle, there's no one. I mean, it's an easy sprint.
Yeah.
All the way up this middle ramp. They literally have no coverage here.
And the thing is, you can cap from inside the building.
Yeah.
You don't need to even get outside. So
Just like
nobody is watching that.
Just like Viper prone up against that ledge, you can prone up against the ledge too of that inside building. And you have to get pushed to get denied or throw a nade thrown at you. And so we'll see. To the point, we have this information, Raptors do not. You know, you expect at least 1 or 2 to be invested inside that building. And so it's why we're not really seeing Raptors just sprint at the objective, because obviously they don't have the information we do.
Yeah, I think Viper here in the north might be hearing Def Redux. He is kind of patiently trained in on this north, and I'm not sure if Def is going to push north, or maybe Viper will swing behind them. But right now, Raptors are looking at all the spots they defended from and not seeing anything there.
The one thing that Viper's position can do is it is technically a late angle, right? So if no one peeks the tight corner, which I don't think you can even do. Yeah, so if no one comes out of the gap there in the wall, he'll have coverage onto objective. You know, if they try and cap right where he capped from, the coverage will be there. Sayonara does trade with 1, and that's actually a down for him and a kill onto Raptors. So Sayonara can calm in anything that's happening there. So that edge position pays off. No push coming in through the center. This defense might actually be the right setup, as Viper is going to be running into action soon.
Yeah, that pick was huge. I mean, Sayonara being down can watch objective. He can actually defend all of objective. He covers that weak spot now.
Red
Viper
Ox.
does
Go
find
4,
death.
Marco 3. You gotta kill, I just gotta kill.
Yeah, just not ready again for the edge, and that's it. Edge picks come in. Now Viper can shift back to the center, and he's got good coverage. No one's coming up through the middle building, and if Rypic tries to make the push from that position, Viper's gonna have the kills secured.
Yeah, Rypic also doesn't know where Viper is. He knows it's in the north, but he doesn't know exactly where. So that's also in their favor. But Scooby though in the middle is just completely out of the picture right now. He's behind the defense or offense. They passed him. Zeno does find Woods and that east side now. Man, there's no one on
that's
objective
crazy.
continuously.
All three so far away.
But Sayonara is still alive and quiet and defending objective.
Yeah, just kind of waiting to see
Three
that.
eyes.
Yeah, waiting to see the push come through, and then the call will come in. The push is coming, then they'll turn and kill him, but the information will be relayed. So that's the plan. Rypic does catch Viper as Viper gets a little over aggressive, peeking out from around his corner, maybe feeling a lack of coverage there. Scooby has relocated, and that's the right moves. Now they actually have on objective defense, but they are losing people quick. Scooby is now the last defender in a 1v3. The cap opportunity is certainly viable. Scooby's going to commit to the challenge on Rypic and gets that kill, so now a 1v2.
Flash Messina. It's a great flash. He's gonna find him, but it's gonna be a trade. Wow.
Can't quite lock it in for BossFight, but does deny a good setup from Raptors. And again, what do we know at the desk, Etch? Because we were questioning that Scoopy position, and ultimately he's the one that prevents that cap from coming through. So the late rotation definitely paid off. And well, now BossFight go back on the tech. The question is can they get the cap? Our next objective, certainly capable, Etch.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man, Scooby there nearly pulling that off.
Yep.
Messino got that kill while flashed. I can't. He was as surprised as I was that he got that kill after coming off the flash and realizing they won the round. He was like, "I got him while I was blind." Crazy stuff.
Love to see it. And again, taking a quick look at the overall scoreline here for today. 2-1 on map number 3, but is it too little too late? It is for BossFight. They've already lost the series, Bazaar and Subway, into the hands of Raptors. They still, obviously, like we mentioned, can lighten that damage to their MMR, to their rank, so they can go down less. And I anticipate another attempt at capping. I mean, this objective, you can do it on it. You can. There's several. It's with the other objectives inside this building. There's multiple different ways you can cap it, with different walls sectioning off defense and making it difficult to properly hold. And so, Raptors, they've been playing well. They've been playing good D most of this series, but they just seem a little bit off here on quarantine. Again, we've only been through 2 rounds, so we'll see as we get into round 3 if they can adjust and tie this thing up, or if BossFight can snag another one. A bit of a false start there. Does give us time to look at the KD's, Etch.
Yeah, not bad for Scooby. 4-2 right now. Over on the Raptors side, 4-2 for Rypic, leading the way.
Yep.
Rypic has just been a dominant force all day long. Every map, every defense, every offense. He's just been, making the right moves.
Yeah, really a solid bit of play from him, and just really aggressive. I think that's what's been getting him those kills, is just commitment to being aggressive and then landing the shots. I mean, it's one thing to catch people out, but to then hit those shots while you're being aggressive, it's overall just a great bit of play coming in from him that has been keeping Raptors competitive in this and ultimately has got them the series win. See what he can do here as he does shift over to the north, and the rest of this offense all spawning in the south.
Yeah, this is a tough objective to defend. You do not want to lose numbers because it is so capable, but Marksman's
South
going to find the
spawn,
first
south
kill
spawn.
onto Scooby from the Volk Garage.
And you heard as we tuned into Marksman's FPV there, South Spawn getting called out. Already, you know, one thing we mentioned earlier is that there's multiple spawn locations for a defensive objective. Volk doesn't know where the enemy team is spawning from, and so if you can get any information on where they spawn, you can then adjust. Messino adjusted to check for Woods, but overcommitted to the peak, and Woods finds the kill there, and so now we're down to 1-1, and technically it should be 5-4 boss fight if the res can get pulled off here by Lonely Viper.
Yeah,
Got you, that's
does
all I
get
care about.
that res.
Watch our north flank. Crossing street,
Right
crossing
pick.
street. 3, 2, 1.
Ooh, Viper does say, let's watch out for the north, and Rypick is pushing up towards that north. Can they catch him off? He's expecting everybody in the south, but that is not the case.
And he is getting really aggressive here. The drone's going to come out, and if that doesn't catch Rypick,
Oh,
he
I
doesn't
don't
shoot
think
it, though.
did.
He doesn't shoot it. He plays it quietly, catches Viper out. Scooby still on tablet, has to pull up the rifle, and the aggression from Rypick strikes again. Can he find two? The question is Scooby tucks back in, and we're into a bit of a tough firefight. The Scooby peeks, he's going to go down, and there's two for Raptors. Boss fight now. A bit of an awkward spot as Woods crosses out from Marksman's view, gets across the street. Marksman can't ID him all the way through. Woods makes it into the two-story.
Yeah, Woods knows what's happening. He's watching the east side. They know they're being flanked, but there's so much to watch. This is going to be really hard. They've got to deal with Rypick, and little Sayonara
Target down,
does
Nick.
from the
Ooh, I think
rooftop
that's
of
really-
Hospital.
Oh, Archer.
It's another one.
Yeah, Marksman down. Raptors now weak. Suddenly, just Tiger Strike on objective, and just like that, Boss Fight have struck at the heart of this Raptors defense, and Redux is crashing back to properly hold, as they do need to reinforce their on-objective defense. Almost snags Archer out on the cross, and if Redux goes down, there's real danger for a cap on Tiger Strike.
Def does find Woods with good rotation there. It's now a 2v2. Our Def is making a lot of rotations and can be picked off with the right angles, and Boss Fight don't have the angles there.
I think the drone's out. And if it's not, I heard some sort of buzz. And Redux is ID'd. Sayonara tags him in the front. Archer scoops him up in the back. And now there's danger of cap. They can cap on the outside of objective. Tiger Strike's the lone defender. If he tunnel visions onto Archer, there's real potential for a cap here in the corner, and Tiger is aware of that. You see him watching both ends.
Yeah, this is really tough for Tiger right now. He's not watching the north. If Sayonara decides to rotate north,
Oh,
get
there's
that
the check.
gap, it's good. Ooh, Tiger does see that little gap, so
Yeah.
he does check it. There's also,
Yep.
I believe, he can get capped on from the other side, outside, so can Boss Fight play their cards right and go for this?
I mean, do you even? Maybe you just take the 3-1 at this point. You're in a 2v1. It's not exactly a huge advantage, but at the same time, it could be your map as well. Sayonara definitely IDing Tiger. Oh, no, he didn't. He didn't see him in the corner. He brushed right over him there. I think he spots the movement, takes the shots, and there's the 3-1. Boss Fight now go on the defense and just have to snag another round to take map 3.
Yeah, Tiger, they're sitting in the dark. Sayonara just could not see him at all until the last second possible. But that was great by... Started off with Rypick, right? Rypick got the double there.
Yep.
Was
Huge.
so lucky that
Huge.
Scooby didn't catch him on the drone. I mean, Scooby probably wasn't looking anywhere. You know, he launched the drone, looks out
Love
far.
that.
You don't expect a guy, 5
Well-
feet away from you when you launch the drone.
He could have given away his position by shooting it. He saw the drone. He tracked the drone fly out, and he chose to not shoot. And that's the real play that I like, is that he could have hit
Yeah.
that drone out of fear, out of panic, but instead he commits to swinging wide and getting the kills. And yeah, just a great start off at least, but they couldn't quite finish it.
Yeah, meanwhile, Archer and I think Sayonara and Woods had some great
Yep.
couple frags there. They identified the flanker and got into flank prevent defense, and they kind of had multiple angles looking at tank courtyard and expecting Rypic to come out there, and that's what he did, and they got the kill there. And then Def with some really good moves. You know, he nearly found little Sayonara, but Sayonara calls it in. Archer finds his back, so great teamwork there again, and they stayed alive. You know, they had the 2-to-1 advantage and were able to find Tiger from a good position in under center.
Down into our next round, the boss fight on the defense, defending that similar objective. And I guess if you're Raptors, why not go for a cap? You know, why not try and tie this thing up 3-3? They've had a tough go of it so far, and maybe if they have the kill count and then an advantage, I could see them going for that kill. But I really think with this north spawn, they have opportunities to push in and cap this objective.
West rooftop to help cover Viper.
Yeah, that's true. It's going to depend how BossFight set up their north defense. What are they going to invest there? It looks like they're going to be investing at least 2 to defend the north.
Is Scooby going to get here in time to catch the cross? Yes, he is. He spots Marksman on the tail end, but they almost get there before Scooby can defend it.
Yeah, that was
He's physically
very
inside
tight
the north
timing.
alley. I can't crash on anything. I'm falling back already.
Comms from Scooby there as he loses control. He crashes back. Woods drops back. It leaves Viper out there to hunt.
Yeah, Viper's going to kind of take a passive lurk spot here. Not unexpected, but he's going to be the sole north defense right now. They do know the spawn. They do know that there's at least 1, if not 2, in the north. There's also presence in the south. There's 2 in the south, so Sayonara will have to deal with that.
I like this position, though, from Viper. I think it's going to pay off. Could really do a good job of shutting down the north entry here. But Raptors have kind of shifted things up a little bit here. They've been playing very fast for most of this series, and after having a little lack of success with it on quarantine, they really changed the pace a bit. You look at the overhead, a full spread coming in here, and they're just taking their time to set up.
Yeah, definitely playing it much slower, and they know that they've been identified. They can't push as much. They've got to be a little wary of that. But Woods was in this west alley. He's rotated off now. He could have caught Marksman and potentially Rypic, but it's back towards objective now.
Got him. Echo 4.
Echo 4 outside hospital.
There's the south push paying off. Redex and Tiger Strike getting rid of that, and that does throw a bit of a wrench in the plans of this defense. Archer has to redirect his attention here to the south. Rypic catches out Lonely Viper in the north, and Raptors are getting danger close to a cap opportunity here. Another coming in there from Rypic. The south, I was thinking Redex would catch Archer, but it's instead Rypic from the back, and with 2 down, Raptors have 5 left alive. Woods and Scooby have to properly defend, and that's a big pickup from Woods.
-1 in the north.
Yeah, Smokester coming in. Raptors want to put the pressure here. Not bad setups from the defenders remaining. Woods has to find Tiger potentially here. He's looking for him. He finds him. He gets the kill. Now Def is looking for the refrag. Oh, Messino's creeping up on the east side of objective, though. He is going for the cap spot.
Scooby catches Marksman. Messino's here in the corner, though. Tablet's out. Scooby's not checking. Oh, no, and this is the cap. Raptors are going to have all the time in the world to punch this in. Nobody making sure that Messino isn't punching in the code here. Oh, and Messino actually drops and doesn't commit as Scooby does swing wide. He goes down, and is Woods going to make the adjustment? No, he's not, and Messino should be able to tie this. He has to get the code in, and he does.
Dude, my tablet was
glitching the whole time into the plane.
3-3 Raptors come up to tie it up with BossFight. Wow. I did not think he was going to get that.
Scooby certainly detected it. Went for the swing wide and goes down, but yeah, that puts this series in a not so good place for BossFight very quick. Overall, the scoreline now 8, 9, 10, 11 for Raptors and only 5 for BossFight. And if Raptors lock in a third map, it's certainly going to be a good boost for this Raptors team right now. They will climb nicely up the worldwide ladder, and I think they'll still maintain their number 1 position in NA off of this W, putting them in even a better spot there. So a team that was just a great inspiration story to anybody that's maybe looking at this game and thinking they want to get into the league but aren't competitive enough. These players joined the team and made it last season. Since then, they've practiced, gotten better, played as a squad, done scrimmages, and now here they are competing at the top. Truly in a great position when we come down to the season championships proceeding, and it gets me so excited for season 11 finals. Those weekends of games are going to be so wild.
For Raptors, and yeah, I mean, if they're probably going to take away the number 2 worldwide spot today, even if they lose this round right here. But
Yeah.
who knows? They could, this win might be what puts them over that edge. You can only predict.
Yeah, the series win for sure. They still haven't locked in map 3 just yet, as we do go into, I think, round number 4 or 5? 5, I think.
Yep, I think you're right. 5. And BossFight are going to get a very quick spawn here. They're already up on the center.
Yeah, we did change objective spawns. It's just shifted itself slightly over inside the building now. So very similar defensive spawn points, but yeah, different for BossFight, and they're getting close already. Marksman getting identified, and some shots come in there from Woods as he decides to go for the rotation around back.
The only defender on the east side of objective right now is Def Redux, and we have Right Pick on a massive flank in the north.
I down one center burning. I'm downed in on the.
Marksman catches one on his corner, and Woods can't ID that, so he goes around for the flank. But Marksman also watching this corner, and now Woods tries to get into the negotiation phase of the firefight. Marksman negotiates well with his bullets. Right Pick catching Viper, and BossFight down to Scooby, who gets scooped up by Redux in the center. Raptors, with technically all left alive, lock in map number 3, 4-3. A stellar series to tune in here today, Etch, and overall just a great bit of back and forth from these teams.
Yeah, fantastic last round there. Despite getting the quick spawn, really good defensive setup from Raptors, and they just shut it down. And Right Pick with another flank finds one. Just great plays all around from both sides today, but Raptors just making slightly better plays. Coming off of a cap, being down 3-1 to then take the map 4-3. Great comeback for them on that map.
Look at the overall score line for today. It's a close series that goes in favor of the NA side. I'm sure the NA crew rooting heavily for Raptors here today and feeling proud of the representation, because this squad certainly came into play today, as they do take all 3 maps from the hands of BossFight, a team that was ranked higher worldwide than they were before the start of this series. That'll be it for us here for gameplay. A quick shout out to everyone tuning in, and a brief shout out for all of our sponsors. For those that don't know, many sponsors come together to provide prizing for our championship tournament. Those sponsors are VR Cover. They provide great covers for your Quest or any VR headset. It greatly enhances the comfort and usability of any VR device. Also, we have B Haptics, which you can add the full B-Haptics X40 tactical vest, which will provide bullet feedback in-game, so when you get shot, you can feel the impact of the bullets in your chest. And then to add to the immersion, you can also strap on some cyber shoes so that you can simulate running in real life that translates into running in-game. It's a really cool system that'll just ultimately cause running around in VR to be a workout. We also have HyperX providing headsets for our champions, but also the HyperX Quadcast S, which you are hearing me on right now with RGB technology, a fantastic mic that I highly recommend. We also have Rebuff Reality, adding in all kinds of different attachments to your headsets, from battery packs to earphones. If you want to extend the life of your mobile VR device, I highly recommend you check out Rebuff Reality. Also, Asterion coming together with great headset stands if you want to enhance that RGB experience on top of the Quadcast S. And Pro2 VR, one of my favorites to enhance your aim. Get a stock that you can put both of your controllers into that'll then attach to your shoulders, stabilizing your aim, and frankly is perfect if you want to get that for Sniper Elite VR, which just came out, I think, a few days ago. I highly recommend you get yourself a ProTube stock so that you can enhance the aim. And I think that's it. I'm pretty sure I covered all of the bases. Also, obviously, our merch. You can head on over to VRML.com. VRware supports us in providing some good quality sweatshirts, VRML branded sweatshirts, t-shirts, water bottles, all kinds of stuff you can find over there at VRware.com. The link also on our website at VRML.com. And last but not least, if you want to get involved, head on over to VRML.com, where you can find our Discord, Twitter, all of the Twitch channels, and join a reservist, join a team, find teams that are recruiting, or make your own. All available at VRML.com. So be sure to check that out. That is the full spiel and it for us here on the desk. My name is Ben Nightfire with 2 E's, my co-caster Ash. We thank you all so much for tuning in and supporting the VRML, and we will see you all tomorrow at, I believe, 5 p.m. PST for another venues matchup. 2 top NA teams. I'm Mayhem and, oh gosh, who is it playing tomorrow? Let's take a look by heading over to VRML.com. Mayhem and Strive. You're not going to want to miss that one. Mayhem on a bit of a downswing this season, the end of this season, and definitely needs some wins. A lot of votes going to them, and very curious to see how they play tomorrow at 5 p.m. PST. That'll be it again for me. My name's Ben Nightfire, my co-caster Ash. We'll see you all tomorrow. And until then, have a good afternoon.